Okay, so basically what it is when you get a Christmas card and it's got that letter in there from the family and friends, and it's just kind of a little update on where our lives have taken us over the past year or so. It's a chance for us to open up and maybe get a little glimpse of the life of Kirby that she otherwise wouldn't really be comfortable opening up with on the air. And so I present to you Kirby's Christmas 2015 speech. The floor is yours.
Dear 2015, well, it's been one hell of a year, and that's for sure. Let's start with having the opportunity to travel to Antigua, a country I would normally never have the chance to visit if it wasn't for the Canadian Winter Sizzle radio promotion. There, I learned that time does not exist for my husband Jeff after a few too many shots of rum, and that I cannot rely on Kim Johnston to remember me when departing a school in a third world country. Therefore, learning how to find my way back to the resort without a cell phone or money, which was literally an adventure in Antigua. Professionally, this was a big year for me. I hit the 10-year mark in my radio career and the 5-year mark here at Monody 6. The My Kids Radiothon was by far one of the most memorable moments, not just of 2015, but of my entire radio career. Despite being on air for 30 hours straight, I had a blast and got a chance to meet some really awesome members of our community. I organized the second annual Crime Stoppers Jail and Bail event, which brought in over $20,000 to help promote safety in our city. Jeff and I both became bigs with Big Brothers Big Sisters, and that's where I met Bailey. She's now my little sister and has reserved a special place in my heart, and I cannot wait to see our friendship grow in the coming year. Personally, this was a year of highs and lows. I have never been so excited to surprise my mom with a girls' trip to Vegas for her 50th birthday. Despite gaining some of my weight back after my wedding last year, I was more physically active than I've ever been. I ran the Rattler race for the first time, accomplished Conquer the Coulee, and dabbled in powerlifting. On my 26th birthday, I finally got the basement tattoo of a dove that looked more like a chicken on my wrist, covered with 3 beautiful roses to represent my mom, dad, and brother. Speaking of tattoos, I also got a special mother-daughter tattoo with my mom on the top of our feet. Despite the pain, it was well worth it. During the summer, I spent a lot of time with my girlfriend, Summer, who I can say is hands down the craziest person I know. Who knew it would take 2 girls 3 hours to put up a 2-man tent for our camping trip out at Rattlesnake? Now comes the tough part of the year. 2015 taught me that you outgrow people, and it's okay. I lost a few friends, but I also gained a few new ones. Jeff and I haven't had the easiest year of marriage, but they say what doesn't kill you only makes you stronger, and that's exactly what we are, stronger. I've learned that being the wife of a first responder isn't the easiest life. There are good days, and sometimes really bad days, but what matters is that we have each other to lean on. And how could I forget our road trip to South Dakota? Hands down, the most adventurous thing I've ever done. I could go on and on with stories, but I'll leave it with a lesson I learned during the trip. Never leave Kim Johnston in charge of accommodations, unless you're okay with questionable bedding, peepholes, and bathroom doors that don't close all the way. Looking forward to 2016, my hope is for my marriage to grow stronger, my friendships to grow longer, and the prospect of new beginnings both professionally and personally. The end.
That was beautiful. That was...
Aw, thank you. Not as good as yours, but it was good.
So many questions to bring up. First of all, not to mention a Scarlett at all.
Well, Scarlett's
Scarlett's
she got
there.
a little bit fatter this year.
Okay, good.
As did I, so
Right.
it's all good.
Right. What do you think is tougher? Being in a marriage with a first responder or being in a marriage with someone in radio?
I think that that's why our marriage is suffered this year, and I'm opening up about it. It was not easy. I mean, Jeff's job, long days. There's days where he comes home and he doesn't want to talk about what he saw or what he did or things like that. There was times where he was out of town working weeks and weeks, and we didn't see each other, and we grew apart. And it was scary because we realized that one day. We literally were like, wow, we're just 2 friends living together.
Right.
And we had to stop, reevaluate our marriage, and continue on. So
the thing about marriage is, you say that there have been spells where it was difficult or whatever,
Yeah.
right? You know, the thing about marriage is sometimes there are years when it's difficult. Mm-hmm. And sometimes there's great years, 3, 4, 5 great years at a time, but then there's a bad year. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just a matter of looking at it in a long-term perspective. And that's the one thing I've learned, kind of looking back on 13 years of it.
Yeah.
Is, you know, but good for you. Good for you. The thing is, don't throw in the towel and to keep determined and always try to make it better. And don't be the better partner. Don't criticize. Don't say you're not doing this, or this for me. Be the better partner, and chances are they will rise up to it as well.
See, this is why I don't pay an actual therapist, because I have you. It's a true story.